Hello and welcome back on FOMO No More Day 6 with me, Joy Abdullah. It's a pleasure to be here, wrapping up my set of tips on how to adapt, improvise, and implement. Yesterday, we started the implementation quadrant and I shared two tips. A quick recap. The two tips were look at how you can use cause marketing for your business brand and your individual personal brand. And the second was to recreate the family moments for ourselves that we've come to sort of enjoy over this period that we've been working from home. Today, I'm going to take two further tips and close out the implementation quadrant. Tip number one, relationship building and business gains. How can we maximize relationship building and turn that towards business gains at this point in time? Have you realized something? We've all been online for the past few weeks. Everything is happening online, whatever be the circumstances. But in that lies an opportunity for us, business owners, company senior executives, team leaders, whatever we handle, be it our personal brand, be it our employer brand, our corporate brand, there is an opportunity. The question is, are you willing to look at it? It's critical because this is the best way and the best time to build strong relationships. The question that I'd like you to ask yourself is, how can we maximize our online customer relationship as we exist in this period? And here you can replace the word customer with employee for those in human resource and employee development, employee engagement. In personal brand, you can ask, how can you maximize your network relationship? Corporate and business, how can you maximize your customer relationship? You see, because we are online and we are inside and we are working from home, everything is happening through this big, beautiful platform that is usually called the World Wide Web. Various channels, various means, and everything is what we are using to get our work done, to get our communication done, to get our services. Everything is online. So out of network marketing, not the MLM, not the multi-level marketing, but I'm talking about actually building a network. How can you look at key learnings that would help you to implement, be it individually to grow your network or be it for your business and build relationship? So let's take a minute and explore this for a little bit. How do you build a relationship? Let's go back to the basic classic. You meet somebody, you make friends, there are certain common interests, you discuss those interests, you work on those interests together, a friendship blossoms, each person finds value in the other, and the relationship grows. Great. So there's an investment over there. But there's a common denominator, the funnel, when it comes down to that apex, so to speak, the other way around, to the peak, there is a common interest. And I go back to yesterday when I had shared about getting into cause marketing, and you need to find out what is of interest within the community. It comes back here again because it has a correlation. You cannot do cause marketing if you haven't built the relationship. Otherwise, who are you marketing to? Who are you putting out that communication to? Whether it's as a personal brand or it's as a business brand. You need to find out what's that common interest, what's a common goal that you as the brand or a personal brand and your target audience, your customer, your community actually have. What then can be some solutions or actions that can be taken which will engage the customer with you to create a relationship? So it goes back to that common area of interest, and finding this data point is really, really critical. And along with that, just like in cause marketing, in that tip, if you are also aware of the hope and aspiration, and you look at your own hopes and aspirations, you will find in some cases there's a match, in some cases there's a disjoint, but there's a layer that comes out below that called values. There would be certain values that drive our personality and our personal behavior and drive our brand in our marketing, in our business, and the way we do business. And when you take that value out and you have that interest and you marry it together, you will find, and I'll use the word workaround or action processes that'll help you to engage and build relationship. So the more you engage, the more you communicate. Remember the point about communication. The more you engage, the more you communicate, you get to know each other better. And when you get to know each other better, a bonding forms and you find out that together, this is a form of collaboration. Together, you can add value to each other. So there's a value in that relationship, to be in that relationship, because you're adding something of value to each other. So this is tip number one today in the implementation quadrant. It's the third tip actually, where look at the relationship building within the organization as an employee, with your teams, and externally with your customers. Now, from a personal perspective, as I said, a digital footprint and a personal brand really helps and is really, really important to have. This would help you to grow your network of people, whether it's on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, whatever social media channels you're using, Twitter, Pinterest, could be anything. But it's again based on that interest. It's based on the reciprocal value, that is commonality between the two of you. And that brings out communication that engages both people and provides learnings or values to each other. So as a personal brand, you grow your tribe, so to speak, in jargon. You grow your community of people who gravitate towards you because of that common interest, because of getting learning, because of getting, I'll use the word, solutions. So when you build these relationships in the long term, from a personal brand perspective, these relationships, the network relationships, help you in your business contacts, in your employment contacts, in getting a job, getting, being a consultant, getting business. It helps a lot. From a business perspective, when you build that relationship with your community, the single point that it really helps is what I call future sales. The community members who are interacting and engaged with the brand and using the brand, the experience that they have, the value that they derive, makes them give you referral. And I slowed my speech down here purposely because referrals are one of the best ways to have new customers at a very, very, very low cost. So to get into strong relationship building, the last point under implementation comes in, which is, as a personal brand or as a business brand, one has to be delivering solutions. I use the word solutions for simplification because we have to be giving something of value or perceived value to the recipient in order for them to engage with us and for the relationship to grow. And here is the fourth point under implementation of action during this period. You've got to, as a team leader, as a senior professional, as a business owner, from your team, you've got to hear many ideas or possible solutions and discuss each one of these in order to process which ones can be effective. There would be lots of ways of approaching the same workaround and the same issue. But what's very important is to see from the other side, the recipient side, which one would actually add value. Take that one, implement that. So in order to arrive at that, you've got to have a pool of solutions or ideas that have applicability, that are effective, that deliver something that the recipient values and wants and needs. And this is where solutions become very critical in order for the action to actually happen, to actually occur out in the market. Let me recap the two tips of today before I recap the entire implementation quadrant. So today we spoke about how do you create relationship building and what benefit does a business and a personal brand get by creating those relationships. And in order to get to that relationship building, you'll need to have a pool of solutions that are of value, of interest to the recipient. Recapping the implementation quadrant, there are 4 key points when you get out to act or action the solutions that you've got. Number 1, can you do it under cause marketing? Number 2, internally, to keep productivity high, how do you keep the family moments that has occurred recurring so that there's a healthy work-life performance that plays out. Third, you get into relationship building in order to have business gains or a personal brand gain. And to get to relationship building, you need a pool of ideas. These are the 4 tips with which we wrap up implementation. So we've arrived today on Saturday, starting from Monday, on how to be adaptive, how to improvise, and how to implement. I do hope that this series of tips has been really helpful. And tomorrow's session, as a wrap up and summary, I'll cover what being adaptive, improvising, and implementing does to you individually and to your business. Have a lovely Saturday evening, and I'll see you back one more time Sunday evening, same time, same place.